Imagine waking up one day and realizing that all the energy you've wasted on impressing others, proving yourself, and seeking validation was never needed in the first place. Imagine what your life would look like if, instead of chasing approval, you poured that energy into yourself, your growth, your peace, your purpose. That's the essence of true power. The ancient Stoics understood this well. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. They lived by a simple but profound truth. Your greatest work should be done in silence. No announcements, no need for applause, just quiet, relentless progress. When you focus on yourself and move with discipline, the results will speak louder than any words ever could. But here's the hard truth. Most people will never understand this. They crave attention. They need to be seen working instead of actually working. They shout their plans from the rooftops, only to fall silent when it's time to execute. Don't be one of them. Be different. Be the one who moves in silence and lets success make the noise. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to reclaim your focus and build a life that speaks for itself, then join us on this journey. Like, subscribe, and let's walk this path together, one step at a time. Because the best things in life aren't announced, they are simply done. Lesson 1. Stop announcing your plans. Work in silence. Have you ever noticed that the more you talk about your goals, the less likely you are to achieve them? It feels good to tell people what you're planning. It gives you a little dopamine rush, as if speaking it out loud makes it real. But in reality, it does the opposite. When you announce your plans too soon, your brain starts to feel like you've already accomplished something, and that false sense of achievement makes you lose the hunger to actually do the work. The Stoics knew that real strength doesn't come from words, it comes from action. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means that instead of telling the world what you're going to do, just do it. Let your results be the proof. Most people talk about their big dreams, but very few are willing to silently grind every day to make them real. They waste energy seeking validation instead of putting that energy into their work. Don't make that mistake. Think about the most successful people in history. They weren't the ones constantly talking about their next move. They were the ones who worked in silence, letting their actions create the noise. The world only saw their success when it was undeniable, not when it was still a fragile idea in their minds. That's how you need to operate. Your growth should be private, your struggles should be quiet, and your victories should speak for themselves. So here's the challenge. For the next 30 days, don't tell anyone what you're working on. Just do it. Keep your plans to yourself. Focus on the process and let the results do the talking. The more you move in silence, the more power you gain. And when the time comes, you won't need to announce anything because your success will say everything for you. Lesson 2. Stop seeking validation. Be your own approval. Why do we care so much about what others think? Why do we hesitate before making a move, waiting for someone to tell us it's a good idea? Because deep down, we fear rejection more than failure. But here's a truth that the Stoics understood well. The only approval you truly need is your own. When you constantly seek validation from others, you give away your power. You let people who don't understand your vision dictate your path. And worse, you start to rely on their opinions more than your own judgment. That is the fastest way to lose yourself. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Think about that. We are the ones living our own lives, facing our own struggles, and walking our own path. Yet we allow others, who have no real stake in our success, to influence our decisions. Why? Because validation feels good. But that feeling is temporary, and worse, it makes you dependent. Here's the reality. No one truly cares as much as you think they do. Everyone is busy dealing with their own lives, and even if they do have an opinion, it doesn't change the fact that your journey is yours alone. If you spend your life waiting for approval, you'll always be waiting. Instead of seeking permission to be great, give it to yourself. Instead of asking if you're on the right path, decide that you are. The strongest people don't look outside for validation. They build it from within. They trust themselves, their instincts, and their hard work. And when they succeed, it's not because someone told them they could. It's because they knew they could. So from today, make a decision. Be your own validation. Approve of yourself and move forward with or without applause. Lesson 3. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your time, your focus, and your energy are the most valuable things you have, but most people give them away too easily. They get caught up in pointless arguments, entertain negative people, and allow distractions to drain them. If you want to build yourself, if you truly want to grow, you need to be ruthless with your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you, and not everything deserves your attention. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." That means no one can drain you unless you allow them to. Every time you engage in negativity, whether it's gossip, online debates, or toxic relationships, you are voluntarily handing over your energy. And once it's gone, it's gone. That's time you could have spent improving yourself, learning something new, or working on your goals. So why waste it? Look around your life. How many conversations do you have that leave you feeling empty? How many people do you entertain out of obligation, even though they bring nothing but negativity? It's time to cut that off. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to you. You don't need to respond to every message, attend every event, or be available 24/7. The more you set boundaries, the more energy you will have to focus on what truly matters. Success isn't just about working hard. It's also about protecting your mental space. If you're constantly exhausted from dealing with unnecessary drama, how can you expect to build something meaningful? Choose where your energy goes. Give it to your goals, your growth, and the things that genuinely make you better. Everything else, let it go. From today, practice this. Be unavailable for negativity. Be unreachable for nonsense. And watch how much stronger, calmer, and more focused you become. Your energy is your power. Guard it with everything you have. Lesson 4. Master your emotions. Silence speaks louder than reactions. One of the biggest signs of strength is emotional control. But most people do the opposite. They react to everything. They let frustration, anger, or impatience dictate their actions. They argue over small things, defend themselves when unnecessary, and let emotions overpower their logic. But if you truly want to focus on yourself and grow, you must learn to master your emotions. You must learn the power of silence. The Stoics believed that emotions are natural, but acting on them without control is a weakness. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That means you don't have to react to everything that bothers you. You don't have to prove a point to everyone. You don't have to let anger or frustration pull you into unnecessary battles, because the moment you lose control of your emotions, you give power to others. You let them dictate how you feel, how you respond, and ultimately how you live. That is not strength, that is slavery to emotion. Think about the last time someone irritated you. Maybe they insulted you, doubted you, or tried to get a reaction out of you. If you reacted emotionally, they won. They controlled your state of mind. But if you stayed calm, if you remained silent and unbothered, you took their power away. Silence is not weakness, it is discipline. It shows that you are in control, that you are not easily shaken, and that your focus is too important to waste on pointless reactions. So, from today, practice restraint. The next time someone tries to provoke you, don't react, observe. The next time you feel the urge to argue, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, it isn't. Your emotions are powerful, but they should work for you, not against you. Master them, and you master yourself. Lose control, and you lose everything. Stay focused, stay silent, and let your discipline speak louder than any reaction ever could. Lesson 5. Move in silence. Let your results speak for you. In a world where everyone feels the need to announce their every move, the real power lies in silence. People post their plans, talk about their dreams, and seek attention before they've even put in the work. But here's the truth. Talking about your goals does nothing. Doing the work does everything. If you truly want to build yourself and succeed, you must learn to move in silence. Let your results, not your words, do the talking. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca once said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." Many people waste time imagining success instead of working for it. They get caught up in telling others what they're going to do instead of just doing it. This creates a false sense of accomplishment because once you've told the world your plans, it feels like you've already achieved something. But in reality, you haven't done anything yet. And that's why so many dreams die in conversation. Look at the most successful people. They don't make noise about what they're building. They keep their heads down, work in the shadows, and only emerge when their results are undeniable. That's how you need to operate. Stop seeking applause before the performance. Stop announcing every step before you've taken it. Work in silence and let success introduce you. Here's a challenge. For the next 30 days, don't tell anyone your plans. Just execute. Whether it's your fitness goals, financial goals, or personal growth, keep it private. Let people be surprised by your transformation instead of expecting it. Because when you move in silence, you create mystery. And when you finally succeed, there will be nothing left to say because your results will say it all. Remember this. Real power doesn't need an announcement, it just is. So stop explaining, stop seeking validation, and stop talking about what you're going to do. Just do it. Work in silence and let your success be the loudest thing about you. Lesson 6. Discipline over motivation. Show up no matter what. Most people wait for motivation to strike before they take action. They say they'll start when they feel ready, when they're in the right mood, or when the time is perfect. But here's the harsh truth. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is everything. If you truly want to grow, to build yourself into something great, you cannot depend on feelings. You must depend on habits. You must show up, even when you don't feel like it. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Why should I feel annoyed if I'm going to do what I was born to do?" This is the mindset of a warrior, someone who doesn't wait for inspiration but moves forward regardless. Life doesn't reward those who only work when they're motivated. It rewards those who are consistent, who put in effort day after day, no matter how they feel. Think about it. The strongest athletes train even when they're tired. The most successful entrepreneurs work even when they don't feel inspired. The greatest minds study, create, and push forward even when no one is watching. Why? Because they understand that consistency beats intensity. A little progress every day will always be more powerful than bursts of effort followed by long breaks. So ask yourself, how many times have you let laziness or lack of motivation stop you? How many dreams have you delayed because you didn't feel like it? If you only take action when you're in the mood, you will never get anywhere. From today, commit to discipline. Wake up and do the work, whether you feel like it or not. Go to the gym, study, build and create. Not because you're inspired, but because it's who you are. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. The moment you stop making excuses and start showing up no matter what, your entire life will change. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and let your actions prove your commitment. The silent path to greatness. Now it's your move. If you've made it this far, something inside you already knows the truth. Success isn't about talking, it's about doing. It's about discipline over motivation, silence over validation, and relentless action over empty words. The world is filled with people who talk a big game, but never back it up. But you're different. You wouldn't be here if you weren't looking for something more, something deeper than just surface-level inspiration. So here's the real question. Will you take action, or will this just be another thing you read and forget? Because the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Execution. Not knowledge, not motivation, not potential, action. Think about the past few months. How many times have you told yourself you were going to change, that you were going to start focusing on yourself, stop making excuses, stop wasting time? And how many times have you actually followed through? Be honest, because this is your moment, right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. So let's make it real. Drop a comment below with just 2 words, I'm in. That's it. No long explanations, no overthinking, just a simple declaration that you're done talking, done seeking approval, done waiting for the perfect time. You're in, you're locked in, you're focused. And if you're serious about this journey, don't just comment, commit. Hit the like button if you're ready to start moving in silence and letting your results do the talking. Subscribe if you know deep down that you need reminders to stay on track, to keep pushing, to keep building even when no one is watching. Because this is just the beginning. Most people will scroll past this and do nothing. Prove to yourself that you're not most people. I'm in. Write it, mean it, and then go do the work in silence.